Did you know that you could daisy chain 5 Nintendo GameCubes together to have a multiplayer experience couch co-op for The Legend of Zelda 4 Swords Adventures? It might just cost you $1,500 though. Hey Nintendo fans and collectors, Lithium here from my channel Nintendo Collecting. 4 Swords Adventures on the Nintendo GameCube is actually meant to be played with 1 TV screen, 4 link cables, and 4 Game Boy Advance systems, but I thought we could do a lot better than that. So here is my insane setup for this type of gameplay. Why 5 screens and 5 other GameCubes, you ask? Whenever you go inside a location, you're supposed to go to a secondary screen when you play Zelda 4 Swords. However, I figured out a way to use another TV screen and a Nintendo GameCube. What you will need for this setup is 5 working Nintendo GameCubes with the cords. Each of these is about $60. Then you will also need only 1 copy of The Legend of Zelda 4 Swords Adventures. That goes for around $60 itself as well. I'm putting this in the middle Nintendo GameCube. In order to save our progress, I'm also encouraging everyone to get a memory card so that when you're playing with friends, you can save your game. After you have all 5 GameCubes, you might be wondering, how am I going to connect them together? Well, on the Game Boy Advance, this is an SP, there was a Game Boy Advance link cable to the GameCube. You're going to use this, and instead of putting it into the Game Boy Advance SP, we're actually going to put it into the Nintendo GameCubes themselves. You can save yourself a whole lot of money and hassle if you just want to use these cables and Game Boy Advance consoles. In doing so, you can use the Game Boy Advance systems as the secondary screen for everyone to play, but I thought it would be even better if we're going to use TVs as our secondary displays with GameCubes. In order to connect that cable, you need 4 Game Boy players for the GameCube. This one is exclusive to Japan, but the region doesn't matter. The most common one is black and platinum. If you're looking to get them with the disc included, they're $200 and up, but you can save yourself money by only getting 1 disc. As long as you have 4 Game Boy players, you're going to be fine. So connect it to the bottom port of the Nintendo GameCube, and there are 2 steel screws that you're going to attach it securely to the Nintendo GameCube. So once that's done, you can flip the GameCube over, and you're ready to connect the cables themselves. Insert the cable into the main GameCube that has the disc in it for The Legend of Zelda 4 Swords Adventures, then take the other side and connect it to the bottom of the Game Boy player that's connected to the GameCube. Once this is done, the 2 GameCubes are going to be able to interact with each other. You just now have to repeat that process for all of the other GameCubes. So here it is in the 2nd, the 3rd, and the 4th cube. Once they're all connected to the main GameCube, it should look like this, but now we need the Game Boy player discs. You can actually get by with only 1 Game Boy player disc, as I mentioned. So here it is in the GameCube all the way on the left, which is connected to one of the screens over there. So turn on the system, and then you're going to wait. You need to get to the point where the loading screen is ready for the game to play if you're doing this setup with only 1 disc. If you have 4 discs, then you add hundreds of dollars to the cost of this setup, but I do want to show you that you only need 1 disc to get by, so you can save some money. So after the Game Boy screen, it should say look at the TV. The disc is no longer spinning and necessary in the system. You can take it out, put it into the next Nintendo GameCube system, turn it on, and wait for that one to load as well. For continuity, I'm just going to let this roll so you can see that it does only need 1 disc to connect the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th Nintendo GameCubes. And at this point, I just want to ask you guys, have you ever seen a setup similar to this before? I tried searching this on YouTube and online, and there are just a handful of other resources that are available about this, but not ones that kind of do a really good job showing this setup. Let me know, is this something that you would do yourself to try and game with your friends? Because I think this is absolutely crazy, but it's a lot of fun, and we did have a great time when we were enjoying this during one of our Zeldathons. Once the 4th GameCube connects correctly, you should have purple, green, red, and blue on each of the 4 side screens. They represent the 4 links in 4 Swords Adventures. But you might be noticing that we're missing controllers. So get yourself 4 Nintendo GameCube controllers. I love the Spice Orange one here. If you want to be even cooler with this setup, you could use 4 Wavebird controllers, which would add more hundreds of dollars to your cost, but it honestly would be cool to play this wirelessly. The last part of this puzzle is the screens themselves. I'm using a larger HD TV as my main screen, and then I have my secondary TVs as other HD TVs, and one is a CRT. These can cost anywhere between $50 all the way up to hundreds of dollars, but you know what? If you're playing with friends, you could always ask one of them to bring over a screen, and then you might save yourself some money there as well. I love the fact that I can be able to look at what they're doing rather than them looking down at their Game Boy Advance systems, and it makes communicating with one another when you play a lot more enjoyable. Let me know what you guys think of this 5-screen, 5 GameCube, 4 controllers, 4 link cables, and 4 Game Boy players, along with 1 great couch co-op Legend of Zelda experience. Thanks so much for watching. Go collect them all. Keep smiling while gaming. You guys are awesome.